Have you ever been promised a promotion, only to have it disappear into thin air? It's not just frustrating. It feels like a betrayal. Let's talk about it, because this happened to me, and I know I'm not the only one. It all started during my annual review. My manager looked me straight in the eye and said, "You're next in line for a promotion." This wasn't some vague hint or a casual maybe. They were crystal clear. They said, "Next cycle." Naturally, I was thrilled. I asked, "What do I need to do to make this happen?" They gave me a specific 3-point checklist. First, lead a major cross-team initiative. Second, increase my visibility with the senior leadership team. And third, mentor a junior employee. The goals were clear, measurable, and actionable. I had my roadmap, so I got to work. I treated this list like my personal mission. For the next 6 months, I was completely focused. I took charge of that cross-team initiative and not only met the deadline, but delivered it ahead of schedule. The project was a huge success. For visibility, I made sure to present my progress directly to leadership every single month. I prepared detailed updates, answered their questions, and made sure they knew my name and my contributions. And for the mentorship part, I didn't just mentor one junior employee, I took on 2 new hires. I poured my energy into helping them learn the ropes, and both of them passed their probation periods early with flying colors. I documented everything, every milestone, every presentation, every positive feedback email. I had a folder full of proof that I had not only met, but exceeded every single expectation. When the promotion cycle finally arrived, I walked into that meeting with my manager feeling confident. I had done the work. I had the receipts. I was ready to discuss the next steps. My new title, my new responsibilities. But the conversation took a turn I never saw coming. My manager started by saying, "Unfortunately, there's no budget for promotions this cycle." My heart sank, but I tried to be understanding. Budgets get cut. Things happen. But then, they added the line that changed everything. Besides, nothing was ever guaranteed. That's when it hit me. This wasn't about the budget. It was about gas. They were trying to rewrite history, to pretend that clear-cut promise was just a casual conversation. They were erasing the 6 months of targeted work I had just poured my heart and soul into. The feeling was awful. It was a mix of confusion, anger, and deep disappointment. It felt like the ground had been pulled out from under me. All that effort, all that dedication, and for what? To be told it was all in my head. I knew right then that I couldn't just let this go. So what do you do in that situation? My first instinct was to argue, to pull out my folder of evidence and fight back. But I took a deep breath. An emotional reaction wasn't going to help. I needed a strategy. I calmly responded, "I understand the budget situation is what it is, but I want to revisit our conversation from my last review. We set specific goals for me to achieve for this promotion, and I have documentation showing I've met all of them. Can we review that, so we can build a solid plan for the very next opportunity?" By saying this, I didn't accuse them of lying. Instead, I recentered the conversation on my performance and my documented achievements. I was re-establishing the facts without making it a personal attack. This shifts the power dynamic. It's no longer about their vague denial. It's about my concrete accomplishments. The manager was a bit taken aback. They couldn't really argue with the documented proof. This forced them to acknowledge the work I'd done. While it didn't magically create a promotion on the spot, it did change the narrative. They could no longer pretend the promise was never made. We ended up creating a formal development plan, with a written commitment for a promotion in the following cycle tied directly to my continued performance. It wasn't the immediate victory I wanted, but it was a crucial step in holding them accountable. It was a lesson in professional self-advocacy. But let's be real. This experience left a scar. Trust is a fragile thing in the workplace, and once it's broken, it's incredibly hard to repair. After that meeting, I started to look at my job differently. I realized that my loyalty and hard work might not be valued in the way I thought they were. This prompted me to quietly start exploring other opportunities. I updated my resume, not with bitterness, but with all the incredible achievements from the past 6 months. That failed promotion promise actually armed me with a powerful story of leadership, initiative, and measurable results. When I started interviewing, I could talk about leading a successful project and mentoring new talent with confidence and with proof. And you know what? A few months later, I received an offer from another company. It was for a role that was 2 levels higher than my position at the time, with a significant pay increase. The irony was not lost on me. The very experience designed to hold me back became the catalyst that propelled me forward into a much better opportunity. My old manager was shocked when I handed in my resignation. They even tried to counteroffer with that promotion they didn't have the budget for. But by then, it was too late. I had learned my worth, and I was ready to go to a place that recognized it from the start, without the games. So, if you're in a similar situation, here's my advice. First, always get things in writing. If a manager makes you a promise, follow up with an email summarizing the conversation and the goals. For example, thanks for the great chat. Just to confirm, my understanding is that if I achieve X, Y, and Z, I'll be on track for the promotion next cycle. This creates a paper trail. Second, document everything. Keep track of your accomplishments, your successes, and any positive feedback. This isn't about being cynical. It's about being prepared. Third, when you're let down, stay calm and professional. Use your documentation to advocate for yourself. Focus on facts, not feelings. And finally, know your worth. Sometimes, a broken promise is a sign that you've outgrown your current role or company. It might be the push you need to find a place that will truly value your talent and ambition. Don't let a setback define your career path. Use it as fuel. Use it to learn, to grow, and to find an opportunity where you do and have to fight for the recognition you've already earned. This experience taught me a valuable lesson about corporate politics and the importance of self-advocacy. It was painful, but ultimately, it was empowering. Have you ever been through something like this? I'd love to hear your stories and your strategies in the comments below. Let's share our experiences and learn from each other. Thanks for watching, and if you found this helpful, be sure to like and subscribe for more content about navigating your career. See you next time.